Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, May the 15th. MARILYN McLEOD is with us from the League of Women Voters. Pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
You got a Lunch and Learn coming up?
We have our Lunch and Learn May 21st.
Okay.
And that is at noon. I'll give you the stats first. It'll be at the Hy-Vee on Grindstone. And this is a monthly program that we do. It's open to the public, and they are educational events, usually about an hour, where we have guest speakers. In this event on May 21st, the speaker will be Jeff Jones, who is the interim chief of police. So we're really happy to have an opportunity to hear what he has to say and to ask questions.
So you're going to be dealing with local issues with the Lunch and Learn?
Generally, generally. But sometimes bigger issues, but just things of public policy or things that are happening in the community. So we just do different things every month. So
this will be May 21st.
Tuesday.
Now, when you say Lunch and Learn, you bring your own lunch, or you can buy it there at Hy-Vee's.
That's right.
And then where are you? You're in one of their rooms?
Yes, they have a room on the second floor of the Hy-Vee on, let's see, the west end of the store. It's kind of behind where their little restaurant is and upstairs.
Okay.
So there's elevator and stairs, and that's where we hold it.
So you need to make reservations for this?
No.
So you just show up.
Absolutely.
Lunch and Learn at noon on May 21st at Hy-Vee on Grindstone.
Right.
All right. Now, what else have you got going on?
Okay. And every year we do a fundraiser. You know, we have all of these public events, but we need to fund them. So we have to do an annual fundraiser. So what we've been doing for a number of years is we work with Columbia Entertainment Company, and they do a special performance for us. And so this year's will be Wednesday, June 12th. And I'm doing this a little ahead of time with our program this morning.
So people can get their tickets.
Right. So the Sears play is Hairspray, which would be lots of fun.
And nice musical.
Yeah, it's a great, it's humorous, but it also has a message. So I think that makes it worthwhile. And what happens, the date is Wednesday, June 12th. We have what we call a social hour at 6:30, where we have lots of lovely food provided by local restaurants and some members. And so that's always...
Oh, it's not just the cookies.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're going to have the cookies, but not just the cookies.
Right.
Okay. Those world-famous League of Women Voter cookies that you have. So you'll have a social hour before Hairspray.
Right. We have appetizers and desserts. So it's not... You can't really make dinner out of it.
Right, I understand. Yeah.
But it's lots of great food, and we'll have wine, and that's part of the ticket. The tickets are $25 a piece, which is probably a little more than you'd pay for the show, but we also have this wonderful food.
Oh, so for the $25, it's a fundraiser for the League of Women Voters.
Right.
You get to mingle with food beforehand. You have a glass of wine.
Absolutely.
Which will make the show a little more, well, I mean, the show's going to be enjoyable, very enjoyable and funny, but you have a little glass of wine, it just kind of relaxes you a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that'll be May 21st. And you got to get your tickets ahead. No, June 21st.
That's June 12th.
June 12th. June 12th.
Which is a Wednesday.
You got to get your tickets ahead of time. And how do you get those tickets?
I'll give you a phone number, 445-0642.
0642.
And that is our chairperson of the event, Pam. And just leave a message if she doesn't answer and say that you're interested.
All right. And more information on the League of Women Voters website, right?
Right.
All right. MARILYN, thank you so much for coming by, and best of luck with everything. It's going to be a busy year, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The next year, too. Yes. All right. MARILYN McLEOD. For more information, go to the League of Women's website, LWVCBC.org. I'll write it if you want to write it down. I'll go slow. LWVCBC.org. Or for the ticket information for the Hairspray, their fundraiser, you can call 445-0642. Okay, 445-0642. And you can get your tickets there for Hairspray. Now, Dr. C.B. Chastain is with us from the College of Veterinary Medicine.
Hi, Paul.
Good to have you here, C.B.
Good to be here.
This is May. We're going into we're in spring and summer, and that's heartworm season for dogs and cats, right?
Right.
And heartworms can be deadly.
You bet. How would you feel if you had 1 or 2 inch worms swimming around in your arteries in your lungs?
Not very good.
And maybe 10-inch worms swimming around in the chambers to your right heart that pump blood to your lungs.
Not good at all.
No.
And that's what the heartworm does in animals.
Yes.
Now, humans cannot have the heartworms, can they?
No. humans have an immunity to heartworms, and so if they're bitten by, it's transmitted by mosquitoes. So if they're bitten by mosquitoes carrying heartworms, usually the little mosquito or the heartworm precursor gets killed underneath the skin. So.
But dogs and cats are highly susceptible to heartworm disease.
Yeah, dogs more than cats, but both of them, yes.
So if a dog does have heartworms, it can be treated, correct?
It can, but there's always risks with the treatments, and it depends on the stage of the disease.
How do you discover if the dog has heartworm?
Well, the worst way is after they start showing symptoms, and the symptoms can be a swollen abdomen because the right heart is failing, and fluid will build up in the abdomen. It can be exercise intolerance and coughing. It also can be detected by a blood test that can be run that detects the antigens from the adult female. The
best way to prevent it is to be on that medication.
Right.
The heartworm
prevention
preventative.
is a lot better than the treatment.
Yes, year round, right?
Yes, right?
Okay, now my dog, Barney, has been on the heartworm preventative year round ever since he was a puppy. But we still do a yearly blood test. Is that necessary? Is that recommended?
Yeah, it is. It depends on the situation, but yeah, it's a good fallback.
So go ahead and do the yearly blood test, even though, just to be sure.
Yeah.
But 99 and 9/10% chance that blood test is going to come back negative as long as you're on that medication.
Right. There's oral medications, and the dog may eat the oral medication and throw it up. That's not very likely, but it could happen, and then then they're not protected for a little while. Or it can be given by injections or by topical application, and there can be things that can happen that would prevent them from getting the drug.
So that's why it's important to do that blood test.
And you might not know about it, and so doing the blood test just make sure.
Okay, but that's a sure way to save a life is put your dog on the heartworm preventative.
Right. They ought to start right at weaning, right when they're 4 to 6 weeks old.
Okay. And cats also, even though they're not as susceptible?
You know, that's debatable. If they're in an endemic area like New Orleans, absolutely. Around here, it depends on what the veterinarian feels is the risk-benefit ratio.
Okay. Mine are all indoor cats, and I haven't done it with the cats.
Right.
All right. If you want more information, they can contact the
Veterinary Health Center, 882-7821.
Okay, Dr. C.B. Chastain, thank you so much for coming by. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Paul.
All right, something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu.